Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back ladies and gentlemen for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a smashing week so far. Today we're going to be giving a cryptocurrency market update. Where are we at? We're going to be sharing some very interesting thoughts with you guys where we're going to talk about the inflationary event in terms of monetary supply that happened back in March 2020 and the fact that we have seen the effects of this echo throughout the crypto space. And right now, a lot of what's happening with crypto and certainly Bitcoin in relation to it pulling back has everything to do with the dollar and it's seeing strength. And we're going to get into that in this video. We did mention it in our Cardano update. We're going to give more in an updated version. We're also going to talk about the inflationary event in relation to the lengthening cycle theory and why this cycle, for the first time in a long time, actually went above and beyond the prior cycle. And that this could be the reason. The cause of this was most likely the March 2020 catastrophe that saw plenty of things shut down, which forced governments around the world to proliferate the money supply, causing a kind of run into hedges against inflation. And this has really seen a catapulting of many assets out there. And of course, when you see this kind of rapid expansion, there's often a cool-off period that is associated with that. And that's why I think Bitcoin essentially did this structure here, guys, which had everybody screaming for a bear market. But really, it was just a pullback given the rapid expansion of Bitcoin's price. It played out in a very expansive manner. So we're going to get into all that. We're also going to look at the total 2. The total 2 looks brilliant, guys, in terms of the fact that you broke this resistance. You now come in to test it as support, hopefully to see more continuation. But this is largely dependent on the kind of macro framework, the macro economic, financial landscape of things. What I want to do very quickly, and I was tempted to make 2 videos, but I'll quickly cover it in this one, is there's a lot going around right now that India have just come out and banned crypto. Gov to introduce the cryptocurrency and regulation of official digital currency bill of 2021 in winter season session of Parliament. Bill seeks to create a facilitative framework for creation of official digital currency to be issued by RBI and ban all private cryptocurrencies in India. And I think this includes Bitcoin. India have banned Bitcoin and crypto more times than I care to share. They've banned, well, when I say, a few times, it's not the first time that they banned crypto. This is a power grab. Many of you that watch me regularly will know we did a video called The Empire Strikes Back, where we spoke about Hillary Clinton's comments in relation to Bitcoin and her seeing it as a threat to the US dollar. Bitcoin absolutely is a threat to the fiat currencies that governments use and proliferate and use to control the population because it undermines their control. I am in the process of collecting currencies. If I can get one, from Mesopotamia all the way up to current day, then I will, going into the Roman era to really illustrate. It would be a very good illustration for me to show people with the actual currencies how money is being used to manipulate and control the populace for years and years. And it's no different today, guys. And Bitcoin, what it does for the first time in a long time is gives us a currency system. That's why I love crypto so much, that moves away from that control and puts the control back into the hands of the people, because nobody actually controls and can choose monetary policy in accordance to what their agenda is. Bitcoin is finite and it is very much upfront, which is one of the main things. So they've not banned it yet. They're basically talking about banning it, and the reason being is because they want to introduce their own CBDC, which we're going to see all countries around the world doing. Plenty of cons to a CBDC. India is on track to ban all but a few private cryptocurrencies. After the government announced on Tuesday it will introduce a new financial regulation bill. The cryptocurrency and regulation of official digital currency bill will create a facilitative framework, blah, 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 and ban all private cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and ETHEREUM. We'll see if this actually comes to fruition, but it makes sense that countries, just like we see China doing all the Bitcoin mining banning, will try and clamp down on this due to the fact that it undermines and takes power away from them. So what I'm going to do is make my face a little bit smaller, which I'm sure you'll all appreciate. And we're going to get into what the actual video was supposed to be about. And that is, where are we at? This is a market update. First thing I want to show you that actually has me quite bullish, believe it or not. And Bitcoin, we've had this triangle drawn for a while, this ascending triangle, where you've got this kind of, rising triangle, ascending triangle that you're likely to break out the top of. This bull run is not finished, ladies and gentlemen. The people calling for the bull run to be over are saying that based on a 19% pullback. They're the same people that sold out here, guys, expecting us to go into a bear market, and we just never did. And now they're bitter and twisted and trying to convince you otherwise. You know, this bull market is still going to continue. Inflation isn't going away. We might be seeing a little bit of dollar strength, but this is going to be short-lived. And we're really seeing dollar strength not based on it in relation to crypto, although technically we are. We're seeing it based on strength in relation to other currencies around the world, and this kind of potential dollar milkshake theory playing out. So it's very interesting. You know, we still live, crypto is so early in terms of adoption, and we've always said that governments around the world are the biggest threat to Bitcoin, not a 51% attack or quantum computing, governments, because they're, anyway, I'm not going to go back into that. But what you've got to do being in the crypto space is look at the macroeconomics of everything, and this is something that pays you to do, because you will get, sometimes what's happening in crypto has nothing to do with crypto, but everything to do with what's going on in a macroeconomic sense. And this is certainly true with altcoins in relation to Bitcoin. You know, they really just all follow Bitcoin. You can essentially short and long altcoins based on Bitcoin, and get a higher beta out of them. So what I want to do is talk about where we are in terms of a cycle. I still think there's a lot of continuation to come within this bull run, whether we top out at the end of this year or go into a lengthening cycle theory. The jury's still somewhat out. I think there's evidence for both. I slightly lean more towards the lengthening cycle theory. These are your prior cycles. I have seen some people that have illustrated this as one cycle, this being the second, and of course this being the third. We have done, and we do have a lengthening cycle, or not lengthening, 4-year cycle theory chart that we spoke about on the early days of the channel. But one, you know, when we talk about the correlation between the dollar and Bitcoin, really this whole run for Bitcoin, and you can see it actually, and what I'll do to really illustrate this is I'll change this very quickly. You can see that if you look at where the bull run typically starts, you know, these are your cycles. If you just cut it from the bull run, you can see that you actually got ahead of your prior cycle, which is the first time this has ever happened. So theoretically, what tends to happen is you kind of go lower and you come up a lot more slowly. But due to what happened in March, and you can really see it in this chart. Obviously, this one up here, guys, is Bitcoin. Down here is the dollar index. You can see that when you got this slam down for Bitcoin because of March 2020, everything sold off stocks. Tesla went down to under $100, etc., etc. Everybody ran into the dollar, and it paints this beautiful picture of this yin and yang seesaw. Then, as you see the dollar gain or lose strength, you see Bitcoin make a retaliation, and then big loss of strength, big retaliation, little bit of strength, etc., etc. I did this in more detail. You know, it's very correlated, and obviously today you have got the dollar showing strength. It kind of popped out of a rising wedge, which looked like it may fall out. It's getting overextended, so expect a little bit of a cool-off period. This could see Bitcoin run again, and of course correlated with that directly is you're selling off in Bitcoin and your anti-fiat as a whole. So I actually think that we're going to see continuation in this bull market. I think this long, drawn-out, unorthodox pullback within the bull market was due to just how much momentum we had gained due to the inflationary event that took place in March 2020. And I don't think we have anything to worry about right now, guys. In regards to Bitcoin and its adoption, just think about how many people use Bitcoin or crypto as a whole. Think about the percentage of people that hold it is significantly larger than the people that use it, and the percentage of people that hold it is very small. There's still a lot of adoption that's got to come for this space. And really, and I hate to use this phrase as it's used by another YouTuber, time is on your side, and he's right when he says that, because you've still got a long way to go within the crypto adoption curve, and you're very early within that. And you're going to see ups and downs within that. These calling for bear markets really have no concept of what they're on about. This is just a pullback. We've shown you this so many times, guys. You can very well illustrate this with your Fibonacci retracement tool, and you can see that it's quite common that you'll retrace to your 0.5, your halfway mark, before then seeing that continuation. That was certainly true in the last pullback. I'm not drawing this very accurately. Can you see this? Expect to see continuation. We are bumping our head on the 0.382 at the moment. This India news may have some sort of an effect. That's why I shared it. I could have really made 2 videos today, but I thought I'd just wrap it all into one. This is very fresh, not leaked, but very fresh news. It really only came out today. Take this for what it is, guys. Is this going to have some sort of a negative impact if the government absolutely do genuinely come out and say, look, we are absolutely banning crypto? Then of course it's going to have a negative impact on the crypto space. It's a no-brainer. But just like with China, with the miners, this will be short-lived and those coins will get eaten up and consolidated. Just like in every single pullback that we see, the on-chain data, the whale wallets are buying and accumulating and adding to their position. In regards to the total too, I love this. I love what I'm seeing here in relation to this previous point of failure. You can see that you're holding that very nicely as strength on a couple of fronts. And this is what you see. You come up, resistance, you set up structure, you go above and beyond it, come back to see a retest, and then you get that continuation. And this is what I'm expecting as a whole. Even if Bitcoin potentially does play out in this kind of ascending triangle, comes down, it will find support and continue. You're very early in the adoption curve, guys, and we're absolutely expecting continuation. Your altcoins are just so tethered to Bitcoin at the moment that really you've got to see Bitcoin allow and permission your altcoins to run. And for many of the altcoins, certainly Cardano and others that we talk about, there's huge things on the horizon. I'm noticing the sentiment is getting very negative. There's no need for this, guys. And if you can't handle the heat, you should never have got into the kitchen. Investing is not an easy thing to do, at least for most, because of course you're going to witness these volatile swings. And with any emerging market, and we've shown you this with the likes of Amazon and other stocks like that that were involved in the dot-com boom. We went back to the dot-com boom and showed you what happened after. With an emerging market, there's a large amount of volatility that's attached with that. You've got to be able to have the vision to overcome that volatility and understand where this space is going as a whole. And I think big things are coming, guys. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. I just thought this would be a short and sweet one. I really wanted to, because people often say, okay, well, this is kind of unexplainable in relation to Bitcoin and having this kind of slumpy, long drawn out consolidation pullback. It's because of the volatility of this inflationary event that really shot Bitcoin above and beyond. You used to be able to divide the Bitcoin chart by the M2 or M1. I can't quite remember, and it really showed where Bitcoin actually should be in relation to the monetary supply and the inflation of that. And that was a lot more accurate and certainly a lot less lower down than 60k at the time. I'm going to love and leave you on that note, guys. I thought I would just share this video. Really, we're looking for dollar weakness to see Bitcoin go up. The dollar's looking quite strong now, certainly against a basket of other currencies. And also, you never know, we could get an interest rate spike, or, there's a lot that affects the crypto space without it actually being a part of the crypto space. I'm going to love and leave you on that note. Some interesting food for thought. We are going to cover the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory and the lengthening cycle theory and compare them once more in a more updated video. But for now, I'll leave you to your Tuesdays, guys. Have a fantastic evening.